In the last video, we looked at how Malkuth is associated with reincarnation. In this video, we will look at how Yesod is the mechanism to differentiate between consciousness that is ready to move on to more subtle realms, or must again reincarnate to Malkuth, the physical realm. So, the symbol for Yesod is the moon. In countless traditions, we can see the moon is where the soul is tested after death. In the Gnostic tractate, it says, "The discs of the moon and the sun are the rulers of the sphere and the fate that take the power and cast it into the soul." In the Upanishads, it says, "When a person departs from this world, he goes with the wind. It opens out for him like a hole in a chariot wheel. Through it, he mounts higher. He goes to the sun. It opens out for him like a hole of a drum. He goes to the moon, the world that is without sorrow." In the Briharandayaka, it says, "From smoke they go to night, from the world of fathers to the moon. This is King Soma, there they become food." In the Chandogya, it says, "After death they reach the moon. The moon is the door to the heavenly world. He who answers it rightly, him it lets go. But he who does not answer it, him it sends down as rain." In the Pistis Sophia, it says, "The great rulers of the fate who rule over the 12 zodiacal signs, and with them the disk of the moon. When the time of that soul is completed according to the number of cycles which has been determined for it, they are wont to breathe into that soul, and there cometh forth from them a portion of my power which is in them." In the Jinza Rabba, it says, "When the soul departs from the body, it comes to the watchhouse. The watchhouse examines it and questions it concerning the deeds it did in this world. If it is found righteous, they permit it to ascend on its way." In Fiji, there is an old oral tradition where there is a contest between gods about how man should die. Rakavlo, the personification of the rat, insisted that man dies as the rat dies, only once. Baravula, the moon, contended that man should be like himself, to disappear for a while and then live again. In Egyptian mythology, it is said that man ascends to heaven through the disk of the moon, and there are endless other examples, but you get the idea. So to get a better idea of what is going on here, let's take a look at the tarot card connected to Yesod, which is between Yesod and Had, the next Sephiro, meaning this is what is associated with one who passes the test at the moon. This is the Sun card in tarot, and what it has to tell us is very interesting. First, the moon has always represented the unconscious and the sun the conscious. Through this symbolism, we can see only the conscious go past the influence of the moon. Now let's look at the horse. Horses are always associated with beasts, the lower nature, or one who is ruled by the moon, which is again unconscious awareness. Here is an example in media where these secrets are hidden in plain sight.
Ah, you were at my side all along, my true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
Another older example you can see of this is the symbol for Sagittarius, where we have a centaur, half human, half beast, where this being must transcend or tame its lower half. So back to the tarot card. The horse is white, which represents purified instinct, the body serving spirit rather than spirit serving desire. The horse is not bad as long as it is tamed and is under control of what is higher. That brings us to the child who sits on the horse. To understand what the child represents, we can look at the sun and moon symbolism that is commonly associated with the male and female. If a man and woman come together, they have a child. So in terms of our soul, which is the psyche, what is being said is that we must bring into union the conscious and the unconscious, which will give birth to a new thing, the child being the integration of the shadow. Again, using the game Bloodborne as our example, we can see at the end of the game you must defeat the final boss, the moon presence, which is in the shape of an inverted tree representing the Qliphoth, symbolizing the shadow of the tree of life. . . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Once defeated, you then come together with this being, representing integration. When in the next scene, you are born again into something new, as seen here, and you unlock the trophy, Childhood's Beginning. According to what is being communicated, we must not judge the things we don't like, but instead learn to understand them, and that is the key to passing the test at Yesod. In the next video, we will look at how the integration of the shadow opens up a new kind of intelligence, which is the next Sephiro, Hod.